From British tank destroyers to various in-game changes, today we take a look at Update 2.1. This is your host, Alexbuildit, and I'm glad to show you this stuff today. Stay tuned for more. First up on our list is the Universal Carrier 2-pounder. A whole bunch of these were made in World War II without the gun as an armored personnel carrier. Look at that, I think this will be a favorite tier 2 for most people. It's one that really needs to snipe to survive, but it has a really good rate of fire. A good gun, it's a cool looking tank you can see inside, you can see where the ammo is kept on the sides. It's going to be a really fast. Let's take a look. Yeah, no armor whatsoever, good rate of fire. Relative damage, yeah, as long as it stays hidden, this beast will just keep lobbing shell after shell after shell into components. Take a look at its aiming time. That's really low. Dispersion is high though, so it'll aim in quick, but the shells could go anywhere else. Here's a quick look at the stats of the bullet types. I just thought I'd include these for each of the tanks so you get a clue of the maximum and minimum potentials. Next up on our list is the Valentine AT, a Valentine anti-tank gun mounted on the Valentine hull. Just like in-game, it has Valentine armor at tier 3, except for the turret. You'll notice that it has a derp. This might be the next T-82. Yes, it's slower than the T-82, and but the hull armor is a little bit better, and the top armor is not as good, but it does boast one heck of a derp. Take a look, yeah, decent armor for its tier, except for the top, I will admit. Rate of fire 4 rounds, but with 247 to 412 average damage, that is awesome. That has several guns to choose from, but I'm sure everyone will be running with the derp, as that's probably going to be the most cool. Take a look and go anywhere from 247 to 412 damage with 19 to 31 penetration. Next up is the very weird looking Electo. Only a few of these ever saw combat in real life. It's strange, I will admit. This is going to be another tank that has a relatively good gun, but also needs to really stay mobile and snipe. Think of it like a Hellcat at tier 4. Really strange looking, if you ask me. It has several gun choices, and its derp is not that powerful, so I was running with this one. 10 armor everywhere, yeah, things can be penetrated like there's no tomorrow. 5.7 rounds per minute, that's great. 157 to 262 damage per shell, that's great. Low aim time, kind of high dispersion. Yeah, I think people are going to like this tank. Some shell characteristics for you there. If it manages to penetrate with high explosive, that will do crazy damage. Next up is the very odd looking AT2. This thing is armored, and I do mean armored, except for the hatch on top. You think this is a really cool tank until you see the gun. You're like, what went wrong? It's still a really fast-firing, low-damage cannon with a great armor layout. I think players are really going to like this to bounce shots everywhere, except for, yeah, 203 armor in front, 101 on the sides. That's amazing, except for the turret hatch. Aim there, folks, when you see these, and I'm sure you will see these in abundance. 16.36 rounds per minute, 67 to 112 damage. Very low aim time, very low dispersion. It's like a laser cannon that just fires repeatedly. And it only goes 20 miles per hour, very slow. Here's some bullet characteristics. Next up on our list is the AT-8. Now this is one weird looking machine, people, and it has a weak spot that can be penetrated with high explosive from a tier 1. That top turret, you're going to have to find a way to hide that. It has okay armor, but honestly, don't rely on that. Rely on its gun, which is average for its tier. I think players might end up free XPing this. It boasts good armor except for the top hatch, which doesn't show, but 1,000 hit points at tier 6. Now that is notable. 10.68 rounds per minute with 120 to 200 average damage. Very low aim time, very low dispersion. Another laser cannon that moves really slowly, 20 kilometers an hour. And now for some shell characteristics for this vehicle. Next up on our list is the AT-7. Another tank that has a really bad top hatch. But an interesting thing with this is you can hide most of the tank around a corner and just use the gun, which is mounted on the right, to snipe behind. This is going to be another slow-moving, but what it claims to boast good armor, only around the front and on the gun, but not so much on top, which you can penetrate with high explosive. Again, it boasts the exact same amount of armor, 12 rounds about per minute, with about 142 to 237 average damage, another 20-kilometer speed limit. Players may really actually enjoy this one, I think. I don't think they'll enjoy the Tier 6, but the Tier 7 is honestly doable. It has higher aiming time than the last one, but lower dispersion. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gun characteristics for its top, or the shell characteristics for its top gun. Sorry there. Next up on our list is the AT-15. This is going to be a big favorite for players. A new Tier 8 tank destroyer. Yes, it has a weak spot on the top hatch, but the rest of this tank has armor like you would not believe. It's a slow-moving, very, very fast-firing cannon, guys. Just so you can go around it a few more times. 1,450 hit points, that is awesome! It boasts a bit more armor than the last tank with just the same weak hatch, but it's a little bit less pronounced. 15 rounds a minute at 142 to 237 rounds, or damage I should say. Low aim time, it's another laser cannon, and it moves slowly. Some shell characteristics for the top gun. And now for one of the most famous tanks ever, the Tortoise. Now this has weak spots here, there, everywhere. It can be penetrated with high explosive, the gun mantlet from a lot of tanks, but it has one of the best guns for its carrying game. It outdamages a T-95, it almost outdamages a Jagdtiger, and it has Hesh ammo, guys. High explosive with superb penetration. You'll see how much I have loaded here. Look at this cool looking tank. Now that looks like a true tank destroyer. It moves slowly, but it boasts that cannon. It brings the boom. One of the first ones in the line to boast a fast-firing gun that does a whole bunch of damage instead of a fast-firing, low-damage cannon. 1.7, in almost 8.5 rounds per minute at 300 to 500 damage, 1,800 hit points. It boasts good armor, but there are some weak spots which you will be able to exploit. Another load speed limit, 78 is its tonnage. It has low aiming time and low dispersion, another laser cannon, just not quite as the other ones. Take a look at some of these shell characteristics and note the Hesh ammo. You go up to 644. But now the tank we've all been waiting for forever, the Death Star, the FE215B 183mm. Take a look at this amazing looking tank. You should have already seen my video that goes a little bit of description about this, and I'll be doing a full review later. It boasts the biggest cannon in game, guys. It's really cool looking. It has a turret. It's fast. It's mobile. Not that heavily armored except for around the gun. Even there's some places that you can easily penetrate. But I mean, it brings the boom. It can go up. It can go up too, at least at the moment. I am the test server, and it will probably fluctuate by the time that's released at 1,625 damage per shot at max. Here it boasts 697 to 1,162, but that's including armor piercing. Aim time is high-ish. Dispersion is low. It can boast 2.73 rounds. Standard shell penetration is amazing. With armor piercing, it can overmatch the side armor of a mouse. It moves at 34 kilometers an hour. That's 14 kilometers an hour more than the last one. Weighs 60 tons. I would not advise ramming another tank in this tank. Take a look at the shell characteristics. People will want to load only a few rounds of AP and the rest Hesh. Don't bring HE like here in this picture. That was an accident. High cost, I will admit, but it is totally worth it. Amazing penetration with crazy, crazy damage. Another long-awaited feature, now that we've covered the tanks, is the clan chat. Instead of individually messaging each member, you can talk to all of them at once on the clan chat. I do not have access to that at the moment because we cannot create or be in clans on the test server, but just take a look at this. It'll show you where it is. It'll be right against your normal chat. It looks like you'll be able to talk to each member all at once. It's going to be a lot of good. It'll promote morale. It'll be easier to organize events. You name it. It'll be awesome. Also, coming up, we also have a new community help bar. You can access their Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, the forum, which I highly recommend you go to if you're already not on there, and their website. Also in this update, we get a new loading screen with new music, so I'm going to turn off the background music for now, and I'm going to let you listen to it and watch. Here it is. Besides some minor buffs and nerfs, that's it for update 2.1. Thanks for watching this Alexbuildit production. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm just going to start including some little clips from my last video so you can click on and it'll direct you to that video you're watching on the bottom left. Have a good one, Alexbuildit out, Blitz On, and enjoy the tank destroyers and changes in Clan Chat update 2.1.